What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome to another Resplendent review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Brave Ephraim and going to be going over the builds that you can run on him, and at the end I'll have a special bonus segment, and even more special for a brave unit like him. So Brave Ephraim is an axe armor with GARM as his preferred weapon. He did get a weapon refine over 3 years ago to this, so it's not the most updated weapon, but still it can work out. And this is going to be giving him +3 attack, and if any kind of bonus is active on him, including visible buffs, then he can get guaranteed follow-up attack, and also the half version of null follow-up, the offensive half, which allows you to bypass any kind of follow-up negation skills. So this is really helpful because you can run Wary Fighter or even Weaving Fighter now and cancel out the follow-up negation part of the skill and still deny the enemies from making a follow-up attack. And then at start of combat, if his HP is at or above 25%, then he can get +5 to all of his stats and also heals up 7 HP in the combat per attack. So this is going to be giving him that self-sustain, and even though this weapon refine is not the most insane, it can definitely be functional with the skills that we've gotten nowadays. As for the stat spread, he can focus on his attack and defense as a near savior, and even though he does have resistance super boon, becoming a far savior is going to be a tall order because you need a lot of things to function nowadays as a far savior and take on the insane nukes. The speed is at the point where it's not really min-max, but it's not really that low either. So it's kind of in the middle, which is a bit of a shame because at this point in the game, speed stacking on him is not really going to be doing too much for you because we've got so many faster units. So most of the time you're going to be investing in his bulk, and his speed can help you against the foes that might have some kind of auto follow-up or follow-up denial. And he can be compared to the other axe armors. Ludwig is a free-to-play axe armor, and he's going to be having pretty similar stat spread to Ephraim. He does lack the HP and the resistance that he has got, but still, if you're looking for a free-to-play option, he's going to be one. And Mamori recently did get a weapon refine where she can heal up the HP and also support her allies with the healing. So if you're looking for more of a modern unit, then she can be the one. But if you're going to be investing in Brave Ephraim after his Resplendent version, and if you don't really have the crazy amounts of premium fodder, then you can just run him with attack defense bond 4 from the Quan limited ephemera manual that we have got before. So it could be run, and then Wary Fighter is going to be the slot-based skill you can run because keep in mind that the follow-up denial built in the skill is going to be getting cancelled out by the half null follow-up of GARM. So it is going to be a pretty good option, and then you can run Special Fighter in the Sacred Seal so that you can get the guard effect and also the special charges, and he can function as a near savior and pretty much trigger Ignis on his double attacks. If you're going to be investing in him with some of the newer skills, then you can give him attack defense unity, which is going to be a lot better than attack defense bond 4, and you can run Special Fighter, its tier 4 version, so that you can get even more healing out of it. So that's an option that you can go for, and you can ascend his defense IV if you're going to be using him as a near savior. And if you want to have the full null follow up, then Hardy Fighter is going to be an option because his weapon has got the half version of null follow up, and the Hardy Fighter skill has the other half of null follow-up, so combining it is going to be resulting in full null follow-up and also guaranteed follow-up attack. So he can function at his max tanking potential by utilizing something like Escutcheon with Hardy Fighter and also ignoring any kind of visible buffs of the enemies by using Close Defense 4. And he can still get the guard effect and the special charges by running the Special Fighter Sacred Seal now, so that is going to be a good option with this kind of build. If you want to run him with the latest skills, then Weaving Fighter is by far going to be the best slot B option because it's a better Wary Fighter, and like I said before, the half null follow-up in GARM does work wonderfully with the follow-up denial of this skill, and you're still going to be able to make your follow-up attacks as the enemy is not able to do it. So you get a bit of an Omni Breaker effect, and you also get 80% damage reduction on foes' first attacks if they can double Brave Ephraim. If they cannot, then you still get 40% damage reduction in the worst case scenario, and you also heal up 7 HP after the combat, and you're also able to debuff the enemy for -4 attack and defense debuff. So this is pretty much going to be the best lobby skill for Brave Ephraim, and Armored Blaze is going to be the best special because it is going to be helping you against the special triggers of the enemies, as it is going to be giving you that unpierceable damage reduction, which is really valuable on top of the pierceable damage reduction that Weaving Fighter has got. And now that we have got Special Fighter Sacred Seal, the opportunity cost is not really much for running a build like this with Weaving Fighter, so it is going to be the best Sacred Seal that you can run. And if you really want to give him the new Arcane 3 Axe, then that could be run, but just keep in mind that you will need to run Vengeful Fighter 4 if you want to get the guaranteed follow-up attack in the enemy phase. So you can run that and also retaliate back with Armored Blazes, because Arcane 3 does give you -1 special cooldown, and the tempo effect is going to be really good with the guard effect that you can get out of his Slaughter skill in Sturdy Stance. And whenever we get Fire Earth Boost 3, that is also going to be an option with a build like this. And finally, if you really want to make use of his Resistance Super Boon and make him as a far savior, then you can try and run him with Sacred Cowl. The reason being is that you need some kind of unpierceable damage reduction at this point in the game for taking on the insane range nukes that have a lot of damage reduction piercing. So you can run him with Hardy Fighter, and then Fire Flood Boost is going to be providing you with the extra bulk and also the guard effect. So that is helpful in the tank game, but even then he's going to be having trouble against many of the ranged threats nowadays, because far saving is no easy task. We do have distant counter melee Sacred Seal now, so that can be run if you want to retaliate back to the ranged foes, but ultimately I do feel like he functions a bit better as a near savior because of the reasons which I mentioned before. If I had to improve his weapon refine, then I would do the following things to GARM. So it is still going to be giving him +3 attack, and if a bonus is active, then he can get +5 to all of his stats and also guaranteed follow-up attack just like before. And now he has got the full null follow-up and not just the half version. And he can also have dull attack defense and ignore the visible buffs of enemies' attack and defense. So it is kind of similar to Brave Erica getting dull attack speed and defense built in a refine. And here Brave Ephraim is going to be able to ignore those attack and defense buffs. And then I'm going to be giving him the -1 special cooldown in the weapon refine, because I feel like any kind of Brave unit should be having it unless they're Brave Robin with something like Rally Spectrum. So having this is going to be really helpful, because then you're going to be having access to 2 cooldown bonfires and also Armored Blazes. And then I'm going to be giving him another round of +5 to all of his stats, and he can still heal up 7 HP in the combat per attack. But now with this weapon refine, he's actually able to meet the condition of the primary effect in the weapon, so he can give himself the special charges status and also the Sylvalan Shield status. So I felt like I could give him special charges because that's how Legendary Ephraim and Summer Ephraim function with their kit, and Sylvalan Shield would be a pretty cool defensive effect comparing it to the offensive armor and cavalry effective damage of Brave Erica. So Ephraim is able to nullify his armor weakness, which is actually pretty good because the other armor in his weapon refinery batch did get this kind of effect in Brave Hector. So if Brave Ephraim also got it, that is going to be helping him a lot in terms of the near saving. And unfortunately, Brave Ephraim is one of those units who didn't really get a preferred skill despite being a Choose Your Legends unit, only because he came in the 2nd place. So if I had to give him a preferred skill, then I would give him Daybreak Bangle. And this has a lot of inspirations from Weaving Fighter, from Brave Erica, from Legendary Ephraim. So at start of combat, it is going to be checking for the HP, and it is going to be giving him +4 to all of his stats. And it also gives him Null Guard just like Legendary Ephraim's Remix and also Brave Erica's Slot B skill. And then he can have the follow-up negation in the weapon, still having the Omnibreaker effect, and he can get true damage based on 40% of foe's attack. And this is definitely going to be fitting Ephraim's personality. Basically, he does more damage against the stronger foes, and just to give you an idea, if the enemy has got 70 attack, then he's going to be getting 28 points of true damage. So he doesn't have to worry about his damage output after having something like this. And finally, I'm going to be taking inspiration from Weaving Fighter and going to be giving him the damage reduction on foes' first attacks, including the Brave hits. So he can get 80% damage reduction if the foe can make a follow-up attack. And in the worst case scenario, he gets a 40% damage reduction. So this kind of slot B skill would make him really unique, because it's not really often that you see armor units with Null Guard effect and also having true damage and damage reduction in that same skill. And I'm going to be upgrading Armor March to Attack Defense Near Save, because that is going to be his primary playstyle. So let me know what you think about my Theorycraft remix of Brave Ephraim and also the better version of his weapon refine. Would you have liked to see something like this? Let me know in the comments, and if you did enjoy this video, then make sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps tremendously, and if you really enjoyed, you could always support me directly by using super thanks down below or by becoming a YouTube member. And for more free videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as the older Choose Your Legends 2nd place winners with their preferred skills. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.